Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Radio 38. It has been said that when one sense is removed, the other senses get stronger. Here at Radio 38, we hope that by removing the distractions of your sense of sight, we will enhance your ability to focus on what you hear. To that end, please be advised that the theater will remain dark during simulated radio broadcasts. We also recommend that during those simulated broadcasts, you refrain from touching, tasting, or smelling anything. But first, let's welcome the cast of Radio 38.
Let's introduce ourselves. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, okay, my name is Henry Leroy, and I am a character actor on the radio.
I'm Pearl Morgan, I'm the lead voice actress.
I'm Vincent Reinhardt. I am the sponsor wrangler.
Mabel Berkman, show writer and director.
Hi, I'm Clarence Willoughby, and I'm a radio actor now.
Cora Carr, station manager.
John Reynolds, lead male voice actor.
All right, what we have for you tonight is a radio broadcast play, but we're going to need a couple things from you. First, I need to do my job and wrangle a sponsor. So, as most radio plays are sponsored, we will need a product that sponsors this play. Anyone from the audience, can you give me a product? Anything at all?
Motor oil.
Motor oil. And who provides this motor oil? Who is the manufacturer? Make up any names.
Standard oil.
Standard Oil, Motor Oil. All right. We also need a secret. So, Miss, can I have you pick any one of these castmates? You can just point. This one?
Yeah.
All right. This is Mabel Berkman, and she has a secret, which is
She picks her nose when she drives.
she picks her nose when she drives.
Lady driving derby.
Oh yes, this is the 38s after all. All right, we also need tonight we have a special option for you because we now have multiple genres in our repertoire. So your choice of whether you'd like to hear a gothic horror tonight or a western. Western. We're going to perform a broadcast play of a western tonight, and the title of this western is. Anybody want to create this?
Chesterfield in the Westerfield.
Chesterfield in the Westerfield. I believe that is all. I'm sorry, I'm missing something, aren't I? No,
you did it.
Would you like to get some sort of news event, perhaps?
Oh yeah, right. I missed 1938. What would be something that is newsworthy that you would read in a paper?
I'm not sure, the Dust Bowl,
That's
Sure,
right.
what happened?
Was it that?
Sure, we can go with Dust Bowl. I want
Okay.
something really what happened to a specific person in that Dust Bowl.
They lost, they were very wealthy and they lost all their money and they committed suicide.
Oh my goodness! All right.
You got it.
Okay.
A local rich man lost his money and his life. All right. I think we're ready to start. Is that correct?
I believe that's good enough for me. If it's good enough for you, we are good to go.
All right.
All right. And off we go.
Enjoy.
Greetings, KIMP listeners, and welcome to tonight's Western Theater production of Chesterfield in the Westerfield, brought to you by Standard Oil Motor Oil. If it's good enough for the Rockefellers, it's good enough for me. Standard Oil Motor Oil. Put it in your car.
does this darn thing work? I'm supposed to pop the chamber and put bullets in here? I don't get this contraption. Here, you take it.
Oh, come on, son. You know, Pops don't know how to work anything like a gun or anything like that. I'm just a ditch digger.
Look, I came out here for digging lessons, not shooting lessons, Pops. So just bring the shovel, forget the gun.
All right.
Great.
All right, now we got it loaded. You see what I did there?
Oh, you again?
I told you need to learn how to load a gun, else you aren't gonna be able to defend yourself. You heard what's around the corner, right? Coming town by town, a vicious gang of riders has been taking out any innocent person they see. You guys gotta defend yourself. I ain't gonna do it for you.
Big brother Riley, I don't need to defend myself. I just need to know. Oh.
I told you never to call me your brother unless you know how to load a gun.
Now, you both of you just simmer down, acting like a couple of polecats in the summer.
I've taken offense to what he just did. I'm taking the shovel and I'm getting out of here.
Now, hold on, that's my shovel.
Fine, I'll find my own shovel and I'll dig my own holes with no lessons. But I ain't never gonna shoot a gun. Huh.
Well, Francis, you better go enjoy that life. But it's a dangerous times out here in the West. Chesterfield, to be specific.
It's true.
Why, Dakota, I'm just so glad that we joined this here rider caravan. I've never gotten to be so mean before.
Being is easy and fun, isn't it? Funner than I ever thought it could be.
Yeah, you know, when we're out here, it feels like we're real criminals, not just like half criminals or free criminals. We are whole, complete criminals.
Criminals with horses. I never had a horse before, only ever had my own 2 feet. Horses is good.
It was sure nice of that Tennessee Williams man to come out here and give us the free reign of this rider.
Hey, you guys better shape up. Tennessee Williams, man, is on his way over. Looks like he's checking out everybody. I'm going around telling folks. I'll see you later.
What exactly is going on here?
Well, I'm so sorry, sir. We were just, communicating about our joys of the ride and caravan. We didn't mean to upset you.
Well, you didn't upset me, but I like to keep a very clean caravan. So, I also want us to be very quiet.
Quiet. I can do quiet.
Let's hear it.
Quiet.
That is not quiet.
I'm just so excited. I've never had the chance to really steal from people before.
Well, pretty soon we're going to be pulling into Chesterfield, and maybe you'll get your chance. But remember, we're just a peaceful wagon train.
Peaceful wagon train.
Peaceful.
Oh, horse chips. I get so angry at my big brother. He thinks he's so much better than me. I mean, he's only older than me by 3 years, and there he goes, shooting guns left and right. I don't want to shoot a gun. I just want to dig holes.
Just remember, Junior's been out west here longer than we have, and I think we should do what he says.
Look, Pops, ditch digging it's a noble profession. People need ditches dug. And if we don't do it, who will?
Well, I taught you well. I'm proud of you, honey. But we're gonna have to watch out because, Junior says there's bad people out here. I haven't seen any yet.
I want to show you something, Pops.
What's that?
Something I've been working on. Come over here, just around the corner of this building. Be careful, that wall is very, there's a lot of splinters, so don't touch it.
Splinters?
Yeah. Hey, look, right over here. I started digging a hole in the gravel. It's not big, not much, but it's my work.
Oh, son. This looks to me and reminds me of a ditch I saw back in Philadelphia in 1825.
Why a crime, Pops?
Because Well, this is my first ditch I've ever been to dig, and here I am in Philadelphia. I'm young and I'm a ditch digger.
Goodness, Jeremy, I'm so proud of you for being a ditch digger. I'm gonna marry you.
Why, you're beautifully laid. I can't believe it. Life's never gonna get better than this.
As long as you can keep digging ditches, we'll be happy.
That's how you met, Moms?
Yeah.
Pops, you never told me it was ditch digging that brought you two together.
It was ditch digging that brought us together. Ditch digging that tore us apart.
Is it really now the time to be remembering Pops,
Well,
Francis?
right.
Now, I just came back over here, not to give you any more advice, because I know it won't be heeded, but the mayor's done called a full town assembly. Apparently, there's some kind of very peaceful wagon train coming into town.
Oh, good, maybe.
The mayor would like to talk about how we're supposed to greet him, huh?
Yeah, I think that's fine, isn't it? I mean, good. They might want some ditches.
I suppose so.
Alright, now I'm gonna go home and shoot me some supper. Before I go, you should know, apparently there's some kind of desperado on the outskirts of town camping out. I don't know his scene yet.
How do you get all your news, Riley? I mean,
I don't live only in a ditch farm. I walk through the town. I talk to people.
I think that was a jab at me. Why, Riley, when I grow 2 years from now and get to your size, oh, you're gonna be sorry.
Alright?
all right.
Do you think that maybe we could convince Tennessee to, I don't know, let us sneak in and steal things for ourselves?
Holy cow, Blaine, you're calling him Tennessee, not Mr. Williams?
Well, sometimes you gotta look at people and size yourself up.
Wow, that's brave. I couldn't do that. Even if I wanted to, I would just stumble over those words.
You already stumble over those words, Dakota.
I'm sorry. I would like to just sit down for a little while and not think about stealing stuff. It's making my tummy hurt.
Hey, you know that we got ran out of our last town because we owed everyone money, right?
Right?
The only way we can ever return home is by getting more goods so we can return home.
But it's so beautiful out here. I mean, even with the cactuses, they got mountains, and that stream was so pretty when we passed by it, and all those fluffy clouds. I could be here forever.
Dakota.
What?
You say you could be here forever, but I hear a grumbling in these parts.
Could just be my tummy. It's not been. No.
I've heard your tummy before, Dakota, and it's not ever sounded like danger.
Danger?
I heard once that there's some wild, out-of-place buffalo in these parts. That sounds like an angry buffalo if I ever heard one.
What do we do? Do we just run, or do they chase you if you run like a bear?
They smell fear.
Whoa! Whole wagon train, stop!
Okay.
I just read from those smoke signals over the ridge. There's some out-of-place buffalo roaming these parts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that's not the worst of it.
Whoa!
It seems that tribe says that Johnny Red's about.
Johnny Red!
Yeah.
He's an urban legend.
He's not an urban legend, or a suburban legend, or a western legend, or any kind, because I met him.
You saw him with your own peepers?
You lived?
Not for one thing.
That's right. And if he's around, things are gonna get mighty tough.
They say he's a hero with a homicidal tendency.
That is true. He's plumb loco.
With the fastest horse in the West.
Well, well, well. The town of Chesterfield. I, Johnny Red, have been looking for this little place for quite some time. Will I cause havoc? Will I cause mayhem? Or would I spread love? Even I don't know. All I know is I got a hankering for some adventure.
Well, you look like a thirsty stranger. You want to come into this here tavern?
I reckon I do. Tell me, what's all the festivities going on outside?
Oh, well, why don't you cozy up to this here bar while I wipe down these mugs, and I'll tell you a story. You see, we have never been so popular. We have a wagon train coming through, and it is going to be sure great for business. I am preparing my little hiney off.
A wagon train here in the Old West? I mean, the New West? I mean, just the West? That's amazing!
It is amazing. This has been a sleepy town just forever, and now the mayor's saying we gotta pull out all the stops and suck these visitors dry.
Spoken like a true Christian. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll have a whiskey. You know what? Just line them up. I think better when I'm soused.
Here comes number one.
Sure, put ice in it. Why not? Ah, tell ya, that has a bite to it. Look, I'm looking for a little bit of adventure, a little bit of romance. Tell me, who do you know in this town may be good to talk to?
Adventure? In this town? I don't think so.
You just don't know. Hey there, the name's Riley. Now, you ain't look so tough, Johnny Red. I heard about you.
Now, Riley, he's a guest. Simmer down.
Oh, I'll simmer when I'm dead. Is it true what they say? You can shoot the wings off a fly drunk as can be?
If the fly's drunk, yes, I can.
Why don't you prove it? I just so happen to have this nickel in my pocket. I'm gonna slip it through. Ah!
You look at me again, I'll give you another whipping.
Wait. Oh, I see your hands are awfully quick. You whip me again, though, and I'll have to meet you again.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that, Riley. You want to see that again?
Ow! And I think I might. You meet me outside in the street then, Johnny Red.
Now, Riley.
You meet my challenge.
Does this really require a fight? We don't want any fighting right before our visitors come.
When a man's been whipped, a man's gotta shoot another man back. That's the West Code of Chesterfield. You listen here. Both of you.
Now look, Riley, you've got to be the angriest 10-year-old I've ever seen. But if you really want to settle things out in the street, all right. We can have ourselves a whip-off. How does that sound to you, little Riley?
All right, if a whip-off's what it's gotta be, a whip-off it'll be. Now, I just may be 10, but I'll have you know, I whipped a cow to death the other week. Nothing but my hands.
Well, that's certainly an impressive 10-year-old. Who will win the whip-off? Only one way to find out, loyal listeners, and that is stay tuned to Radio KIMP for Act 2 of today's Western Theater production of Chesterfield in the Westerfield, brought to you by Standard Oil Motor Oil. If you need something slippery that's going to keep your gears lubed, why not try motor oil? Standard Oil Motor Oil.
Who is it?
It's Henry Leroy.
Come in, Mr. Leroy.
Hello, Mrs. Carr.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm excellent.
Did you listen to the first act?
I did. I thought there was a little bit of excessive violence with all that whipping, but it's going, I think.
Yeah. I think this is one of the better scripts that Mabel has written.
Agreed. Again, I don't think I saw whipping in the script when I previewed it, but was that something that you all added?
Oh, no, we wouldn't do anything that wasn't in the script.
Of course not.
We're professional.
Yes, aren't you?
Speaking of which, I was wondering, how long have I been working here at KIMP?
I think it's been about 7, 8, perhaps 9 months.
Ah, yes. Close to a year. Well, you know how things are today. It's, hard to afford anything, even downtown. I just have a room I rent, and well, I guess I'm putting it to you that I want a raise.
Do you hear laughter coming from Mrs. Carr's office?
Yes, I do, Mrs. Pearl Morgan.
Well, that never happens. I must be.
Is Mrs. Carr laughing?
Oh, I always wish maybe one day she'd laugh at me, you know? I feel like she always looks at me with disdain and sadness and dismay and really is wearing down my psyche, Mr. Reinhardt.
Oh, it's fine, Mrs. Pearl Morgan. She laughs at you all the time. You're just never around to hear it.
I'm not sure that makes me feel any better.
Oh, I'm sorry. But she's busy and they're talking to Mr. Henry Leroy.
Well, thanks for the drink, Mrs. Carr.
Of course, anytime.
Maybe we'll have another laugh soon.
Yes, maybe in a year or two.
Good day.
4 minutes. Henry, were you telling a joke to Mrs. Carr for 4 whole minutes?
Yeah, apparently it was a joke.
Oh, well, please repeat it for us. We're in good need of a laugh. Our dear Peggy's sick, and an office without a secretary is also sad,
Oh,
right?
that's why it's so quiet.
That's why this place is falling apart.
Right.
Well, what's falling apart? I mean,
Our radio play tonight was not supposed to be a Western. It was supposed to be a wartime epic where we can push the motor oil all day long. But we're in a Western. How am I supposed to integrate that into... Bertie, we were just talking about your work.
Oh, didn't you enjoy it? I love westerns.
Yes.
great writing.
Oh, well, your opinion doesn't really matter.
Be at Clancy's?
Is that the joke, going to Clancy's?
Yeah, it's gonna get real funny.
I was just...
Where is Peggy when you meet her? You were saying something?
Yes, I'm curious as to why we went with a Western today. The schedule had us listed for a wartime epic.
Oh, war. You and men and all other men just war, war, war. I wanted romance.
Romance in a Western?
Of course. Nothing's more romantic than a dusty man on a horse.
Or there's a bloody man covered in motor oil, Standard Oil motor oil, perhaps. And, that's a little handsome too, don't you think? My own husband, he was a fighter, and, he's a wonderful man. I'm so sorry, Miss Berkman, I'll stop talking right now.
Oh, wait, Mrs. Pearl Morgan, does your husband do any sort of machinery maintenance?
Oh no, he's far above that.
Oh, well.
Well, that's why you're not writing the ads. So I wrote the story, you write the ads, that's your job, you'll figure it out.
I suppose I will. I'll be at Clancy's as well.
No. Rude.
Do you ever think that maybe they should invite us to Clancy's?
Why would you want to go to Clancy's? It's all smoky and masculine.
That's the perfect place to learn about a Western, don't you think?
That's an interesting idea. All right, Miss Pearl Morgan. Where's your fanciest hat?
Well, it's on my head.
Oh.
I've got more. I have so many hats. Miss Berkman, you have not lived until you see my hat collection. I have so many colors, so many feathers, anything you could possibly want. What color? What color, Miss Berkman? What color?
That's your fanciest hat. You pick the color, and we will dazzle Clancy's with our charm.
I think I can get there and back before our next radio. Something funny.
Oh, Mr. Leroy's wanting a raise.
No. That is quite funny.
Apparently he didn't read the fine print in his contract that said no raises ever.
Yes. And we have very different contracts, given that he's the writer. I'm the writer, and he's the actor, so.
Yeah. Right. Have you read the fine print in your contract?
Well, I'm very busy. I'm actually about to leave to go do some research.
Sure. How are we integrating the motor oil into this Western?
that's not my job. That's Vincent's job. So.
But you're creative director, writer, and speaking of whom,
Woo! We have a problem with one of our actors.
Yes, seems we do. I'll be in my office working.
He's a fiend.
A fiend?
A fiend. And he should be recognized and possibly promoted because
which one of our actors are you talking about, Mr. Reinhardt?
Mr. Henry Leroy, of course. I was just over at Clancy's. He offered me a drink. Sure, I accepted. I had a drink with him. Then he brought another one out, and another, and another. I was only there 5 minutes, and I had to have had at least 7 drinks. But it was genius. I didn't know what he was doing, but he was feeding me ideas.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did he mention me? Anything?
No.
Never? Didn't say a word? Didn't say, oh, that Cora. So funny.
Mrs. Carr, is there something going on between
Of
you
course
and this?
not.
I wouldn't be.
Of course not. He's a mere voice actor, and I'm a station manager, and that's just never destined to be. I couldn't. He didn't say a thing about it, not once.
You're saying a lot more than he would have been able to say under his conditions.
But he's going to be able to perform.
I assume he will. He's a professional.
Professional drinker or professional actor?
Maybe a little bit of both, Mrs. Carr. You should appreciate a man like that.
Did he put you up to this?
No, not at all.
To
No.
get himself a raise.
A raise, you say? No. But, again, going back to the ideas he was feeding me.
Yes.
So, I realized on drink number 5 how much my throat was burning. And then he pointed out, have you ever seen standard motor oil burn? Genius.
Burning motor oil, I don't understand. Yes.
I've been thinking
Sure.
about my contract.
Sure.
I'll step into the green. Or the studio, sorry.
See, Mrs. Carr, you implied the other day that I was valuable. Do you remember that conversation where you said I was valuable?
I'm pretty sure that was exactly the word I used,
Yes.
valuable.
You said valuable, and then you also said that I was undervalued, and your eye definitely winked.
I winked at you?
You definitely winked, and see, poor working girl like me, just, I take signs from things, and then also a palm reader that I was talking to the other day said that fortune was coming my way, and see, just, you see how the signs, they really line up.
You lost me completely.
Mrs. Carr, I thought I was getting a raise.
Oh. Another joke? Yes.
Oh. It's a little bit less funny because I've already bought a car.
But
This isn't funny, you're right.
and your husband is going to pay for the car?
Mrs. Carr, you know that I don't have a husband.
Oh, get one, they pay for everything.
Is that really the best hat you have?
Well, no, Miss Berkman. I was on my way home to get a hat, and then the funeral for that man who killed himself, Silas, enclosed all the roads on the way to my home.
You're literally the least funny person I've ever met.
Well, suicide is not meant to be a joke.
Thank you, Mrs. Carter.
And you go to hell. Anyways, you guys know Clancy's is a bar? I always see the rest of the actors going over there, and I was like, oh, I wonder what's that, as I never get
They're
invited.
there right now? They're at Clancy's right now? Okay.
Anyways, Mrs. Carr, if we could talk about my contract later, that would be great.
No.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I'm talking about my contract.
Oh, great, well, I'll do that.
But the car, what am I going to do with the
That's great.
We could go for a ride. That sounds exciting. I love that. I hear you were doing a lot of talking at Clancy's.
Was I?
And it was brilliant. Because motor oil burns, apparently.
Oh, you're having a discussion. Yes, I'll let you two talk. I just need to get away from her. She is very distraught right now. I'm going to get myself some coffee in the green room.
Do you know that Clancy's is a bar?
I didn't say motor oil burns, Jim. I said they struck oil. They struck oil.
Who struck oil?
Those fellows in the West.
Oh, you're looking for the tie-in.
Right. He doesn't know how to make the motor oil work in the 19th century. Well, they found oil.
Solved!
Another joke! There's another joke!
That was the funniest one yet.
I missed it again?
Yes.
Timing is everything.
My word. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
I'll be funny enough for the radio show, right?
Back to work.
We're sure. But remember, dear, this is a Western, not a comedy.
All right. I'll try.
Okay.
Greetings, KMP listening audience, and welcome back with the news break. Yes, apparently there's been oil discovered in a little place called Saudi Arabia. Well, good luck with that. We'll see how it goes. Also, apparently researchers have been training, of all things, a dog to lead around a blind man. It's known as a seeing eye dog. Look at that puppy go. Well, we're back to our Western show tonight. Chapter 2 of Chesterfield in the Westerfield. Brought to you by Standard Oil Motor Oil. Because you haven't ever seen Standard Oil Motor Oil burn, have you? I don't think you have.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Johnny Red, I have never seen whipping like that. No more, no more. I yield, sir.
That's all right. You're only 10 years old, so sometimes I think I'm a little guilty when I whip someone who's prepubescent, but then again I realize we're in the West, so I can pretty much do whatever I want.
I may be 10, but I'm hardened. Finish me.
Well,
finish me off, it's the only way I can retain my Western honor.
Now, Riley, that's not necessary. You're a bloody mishappen mess on the middle of the road, and I think you've learned that you've crossed the wrong man, you little scamp.
I just learned I'm not strong enough yet. Give me 3 more years. When I'm 13, I'll come back for you.
Riley, I'll tell you what. How about I show you the ropes? You and I just wander around town whipping and shooting and, causing all sorts of mayhem and or law and order, and we'll dust you off a bit.
Oh, I would love to. I really would, but I think you've whipped right through the tendons in my legs. Oh, God, I shot myself.
Yeah, I noticed that. Wow.
Oh, I was reaching for the leg, hit the trigger. Oh, but I got a younger brother, you see.
Really?
Name's Francis, works in a ditch farm out on the south side of town, and he really could use a man's man to show him around.
Keep up, Pops! The shot was fired from over here! We gotta go check it out. Somebody might need a ditch.
Well, I'm right in the middle of digging one.
Well, we gotta bring the ditches to the people, Pops.
Francis, that's not the way it works. I told you. You bring the people to the ditches, not the ditches to the people. Now, it's a real hard rock down here, and it's hard to get this shovel down. I mean, do you see how I'm poking and poking?
I see how you're poking and poking, but, Pops, all right. But I want to let you know, I'm a visionary. I intend to bring ditches to people, but I hope you finish this one. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right.
Oh, it's no use.
What was that?
Oh, it's just bedrock.
No, this sounds a lot more metallic.
Metallic?
I'm gonna dig with my hands, hold on.
Your hands are stronger than a shovel?
Yeah.
Alright, that's pretty amazing.
Okay, we're just gonna move some of this gravel.
Nice.
Alright, hey, there seems to be some sort of big plate of metal right here.
Who would have buried a big metal plate out here?
Look, we don't have the tools to uncover it right now, so why don't we just bury it again and come back later with the better shovels?
All right, let's go to town. We'll come back here with the better shovels.
But before we get to our better shovels, I really want to see what this gunshot was. I have a feeling, Pops, somebody might need a ditch.
Francis, if you have a feeling, I'm gonna go with it.
All right, Pops, let's go see what this shot was all about.
Dakota, we've been out here circling those buffalo trying to get them to shoo on over away from us, right?
Well, yeah, but they don't seem to be wanting to shove on off. You slap one on the rope and it don't even run.
It don't seem like Tennessee himself is even really trying to get rid of these buffalo, right?
I honestly think you ought to get back to calling him Mr. Williams.
No, I told you, I sized myself up, and I am better than that Tennessee Williams man.
Oh, really?
Oh, hello, sir.
Thing about a covered wagon is it's covered, but I can hear you through the canvas.
Well, then you heard what I was saying.
Way to go.
Well, I'm proud of myself. I'm standing up, and I'm saying we should be doing more than just watching these here buffalo.
Well, I kind of like buffalo, and I thought we'd chain them up and bring them along. Have you ever had a buffalo burger?
It sounds like this buffalo might be producing milk, Tennessee.
Well, buffalo milk's pretty good.
When we signed up for your rider caravan, I thought, hey, Dakota and I, we're going to be going from town to town, taking what we can, and so we can finally return on home with our goods and our money. But we have been standing, sitting, laying down, doing nothing but stealing.
Well, listen to me, small fry. This ain't my first wagon train.
Well, it's
When
mine.
Yeah, I know that. And now let me tell you something about it.
First of all, between the robbing and the stealing,
It's a lot of downtime.
You don't have to pat my head while you tell me this, Tennessee.
well, I'm sorry, but
There's a lot of downtime.
and we have to pace ourselves.
I've never paced myself or anything. I'm young. I don't need to.
I think we're just gonna take some horses, Mr. Williams, and we're gonna run on into Chesterfield and check it out and see maybe if there's something worth swiping. You could stay here with the beefaloes if you want.
Oh, really?
Right this way, Pops. I'm sure it came right around the saloon.
Oh, hold on, son.
Huh? Yeah, Pops, what is it?
I need a drink.
Oh, well, you can go into the saloon while I investigate and see where that shot came from.
Well, it's not that big of a town. It must be here somewhere.
All right. Oh, what?
You hear that?
Yeah, it's right over here. Let me run over there. Oh, there's a lady right over here.
Oh, good. You're here. He's bleeding. He's bleeding from every hole.
Who's bleeding? Where?
Oh, is that my brother? Good, you're here.
Right.
Don't mind the blood.
Riley.
Hey, look at me in the eyes, boy.
I can't.
I've aged now that I've been hurt.
I can tell.
Pain makes a man grow.
I'll never catch up now.
And there's not a man who's known more pain than the one who inflicted this onto me.
He's gonna die.
It's all right, I've died before, I'll die again. Now I want you to look at me, Francis. Look me in the eye, hold my hand.
I got it.
Our Pops is a good for nothing. He ain't no man. He's as good as the dirt he digs. Now the man who whipped me into shape, that's Johnny Red. And he happens to be right in this saloon to my left.
What you did?
That's right. I want you to meet this man, and I want you to follow him to the ends of the earth. Do it for me, your dying brother.
Johnny, we're just way to Do what now?
I want you to follow Johnny Red and help him, and I hope one day you can become as smooth an outrider as he is, helping townsfolk to townsfolk, causing only minimum of civilian casualties.
All right, I'll do it, but I'll respect your dying wish. However, I want to be the one to dig your ditch.
That's fine. You go ahead and do that. I'm gonna crawl myself over into some shade.
Wait, I dug a ditch right over there by the town entrance. If you want to crawl over there, I'll come cover you up later.
I'm not gonna die right now.
Okay, well, it's just an option, I'm saying.
All right, I want to give myself a chance to live.
Okay, there's multiple ditches surrounding the town. So
How many? Why are you digging ditches in the town?
It's not in. It's just on the not the outskirts, just outside of town.
You
okay?
said you dug one on the way in on the main road. That's just a hazard.
Look,
The wagon's gonna get in there. It's gonna break an axle, and where they're gonna come for you and Pops.
I was inspired by moats. Okay.
You were building a moat for the town?
It's not connected. Okay.
No, now I'm bleeding more. Now you riled me up. My
Okay,
heart's
sorry.
beating and I'm bleeding.
Okay. I'm going to salute.
Oh wow, that's beating a lot.
Oh.
Did you hear that? Oh wow, it's exposed. That's why it's loud.
Miss, will you take care of my brother?
Of course. I'll bring him back into my saloon and dress his wounds.
Thank you, miss.
But I'm afraid there isn't much time before the mayor calls his town meeting.
All right. Okay, let me go get my pops.
We're gonna have to stay here with him, and you go to that town meeting and you just report back what the mayor says.
Will do.
This running into Chesterfield is harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Right? We keep having to dodge all these holes in the ground.
What? Who thought of digging all these holes? Are they expecting everybody to die at once?
I don't know. It gives me an uneasy feeling. Then I'm digging these the buffalo.
Faster!
Oh,
Faster!
Oh, it's okay. The buffalo are falling in the ditches. We're safe.
What? Derek, we didn't know that you were with us. We thought that you were one of Tennessee's followers.
We could just throw a log and light it into their ditch and have us a barbecue.
We could. What say you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just got so excited. I thought we were all riding off. Did you guys leave the rest of the wagon train?
Of course we did. We're gonna be our own Tennessees now.
Oh man.
So, but we decided on Mississippi because it's got lots of S's in it.
Mississippi. Yippee.
Can't quite spell it, but I know it got lots of S's.
Who do you gotta know to get a drink around this place?
I know. The bartender went outside to look at that child.
What child?
Well, apparently some person, oh wait, that was me, whipped a child mortally.
Oh. Does that mean he's dead?
Oh, who knows, Miss Time and Age. It's really hard to tell with medicine being what it is. All I know is that the kid needed a bit of a licking. He had a sharp tongue on him and he needed a man's touch. A man's rough touch, a beating, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me for taking so long. What is it you ordered again?
A beer.
All right, I'll have that right. Oh, excuse me, that's no blood on my hands or anything. Let me just wipe that off.
Sure looks like blood.
Oh, it's not. Don't worry. Don't you fret. Everything is just fine in this here saloon.
Okay, well, I'm just waiting here for my son.
Your son?
Yes.
What's your son's name?
Well, my son's name is Francis.
Oh,
But I have another son.
you do you?
And I gotta go to the bathroom. Hang on, I'll be right back.
All right, I'll wait and tell you the name of my other son when you're back.
All right, well, I'm gonna get you your beer here. I'll just pour it out of this here tap. And, you should probably be heading over to the mayor's meeting soon. He wants everybody there so he can instruct them on the guests' arrivals.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Now that we're finally in town, I hear talk all around about this mayor's meeting. I'm thinking we can go in there and steal all the goods from all the people while they're paying attention to their mayor.
Well, how about if they leave all their businesses doors unlocked? We could go in And we could go to the general store and get some sarsaparillas, and then we could go to the bank, and we could get all the money and whatnot in the bank, and they won't even know we're there, because they'll be listening to their big old head mayor.
Well, that's the perfect plan.
So, let's get stealthy.
Yeah, everyone come to attention. I wonder what this is
the
gonna be
mayor.
about.
That's the mayor.
The ditches.
Come to attention, yes.
Look at his hat.
Hello everyone, I'm your mayor. You don't see me very often because really nothing ever happens in this town. But I have come forward to tell you that we're expecting a large caravan and that this settle down.
Hey, that's the mayor.
I'm the mayor. Then we're expecting a large caravan, and when they arrive, I just want everyone to be on their best behavior. But, there's a but.
There's a butt.
Be warned, not everyone out there in the world is as friendly as us folk here. So just be careful if you do have things you think might be of value. Just make sure to keep a close eye on them. That's all.
I'm gonna need to hide all my Standard Oil.
Yes, indeed, everything of value, including Standard Oil motor oil, the most valuable additive you can put into your car's engine. That's going to do it for Chapter 2 of Chesterfield and Westerfield, but don't worry, we'll be back shortly with Chapter 3.
Hi. You said earlier that you wanted to drive in my car?
Yes.
Oh, Mrs. Carr, we're gonna have so much fun and you're gonna see what an amazing car it is and understand why I really, really need to keep it. It's gonna be so much fun. Grab your fanciest hat and I'll meet you downstairs.
Can we just run on past Clancy's on the way?
Oh, you know, I think I was gonna go there earlier anyway. Yes, we'll go past Clancy's and then you'll ride in my gorgeous car.
Wait, Mrs. Clark, I was working on this the whole time. What does chimpanzee say to the orange?
No idea.
I don't either. It's okay, I'll ponder upon it.
Why would a chimpanzee say I don't either to an orange?
Gosh, I don't know.
It's kind of a queer thing for a chimpanzee to say to an orange.
I know. I tried.
What did the orange do to elicit this response from the chimpanzee?
Well, perhaps it looked at it, and it just saw that it needed to talk to him.
And yet oranges can't talk.
Well, I admit I hit a roadblock.
Keep trying. Heading over to Clancy's. If you happen to be there as well.
Mrs. Carr's going to Clancy's.
That's the real joke of the day, isn't it? She never has any fun, and the one time I'm trying to be funny, she can't listen to me at all because she's off drinking.
Well, Clancy's is ruined now.
I have an idea. Let's drink here.
That's an idea.
Do you guys know where Mrs. Carr went? I need to ask about my bonus for my repeated fourth show.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Just every 4 shows you get a bonus. I just need to ask about that.
A bonus?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't. You're a contract player, yes?
I'm salaried.
You're what?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's in my contract. Did you guys not read your contracts?
Please, sit down and tell us more about this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she sent over the wrong one first by mistake because I went through it and it was just like, oh wow, this is wild. This is like a contract. It was not something I could work for. So I had.
Whose was it? Whose did you get?
Whose was it, Clarence?
Oh, I don't know who's. It was a blank it was like for me, and I went, oh no. My uncle Genovese said that's a no. He kind of helped me work it out, and so I came back with a salaried offer and a few other things, and yeah, it all worked out.
Well, see, I didn't even have a contract. I just had a verbal agreement and a wink.
What?
Oh wow, that's fun.
Well, it's something. I understand that my husband pays for all sorts of things, and that's fine, it's wonderful, but I like to have a little money on my own, you know, perhaps if I ever needed to, you know, go somewhere.
No,
on my
that
own.
totally makes sense. And like that, I could barely afford my house when I got it. It was wild what they're paying us.
Well,
You know, they have something now called the union.
Sorry, I had to go pick up another train whistle. Our Foley artist broke the last one.
Oh.
Mr. Reinhardt, have you heard, you know, perhaps amongst your creative friends, talk of a union, perhaps?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm going to be in the studio. Sorry.
Watch him run.
I would like to go play with the train whistle.
Clarence.
So if you don't mind,
Oh, not at all.
I'll see you guys later.
Hey, have fun, okay?
Great job earlier on the broadcast.
Oh, that was fun, right?
I'm learning so much from you.
Oh, good. Yes, learn.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna murder that kid.
Here's the thing, Henry. If we band together to get rid of Clarence Willoughby, they're not going to fire both of us. They'll fire him.
Wasn't that just the best ride of your life? I'm just such a good driver, and the car is just amazing. I was just getting Mrs. Carr a ride in my car, and it was
That's
just
funny. You made a joke. Car.
such a.
You have a new car, do you, Ms.
I have
Bergman?
a new car because I can afford it now,
Oh.
right?
Well, I think perhaps that maybe I should be able to afford a new car too.
I guess the depression's over.
I can afford the new car only. Right,
Oh.
Mrs. Carr?
There's something that requires my attention in my office, if you'll excuse me.
But wasn't it fun?
Miss Berkman, I put the new train whistle in the studio. Please make sure your actors do not break this one.
Someone's already playing with it.
Listen, uh-oh.
I suppose I'll go
Please.
deal with that. But you two, no more talk of salaries and such, please. This is my day.
Sure.
I'm the one with the new car.
We'll never talk about that ever again.
Consider
Thank
the
you.
subject
Here's my
closed.
ideas for the oil. I know we briefly mentioned it, but page 7 or so.
These are neither romantic or creative, I'm sure.
Come in.
Mrs. Carr.
Mr. Reinhardt, what can I do for you?
It's been a wild day. The actors are asking about monies.
Yes.
That's not my department.
Can I tell you a secret? With the money that Clarence's Uncle Vinny made us pay him and keep him on after he proved entirely unsuitable, there'll be no raises for anybody for quite some time.
Understood. It's a good thing my salary is already set, correct? Yeah, I'm sorry, it's too soon. I just wanted to let you know I got the new train whistle. Relatively inexpensive.
I can give you petty cash for that.
Thank you, Mrs. Carr. So, I heard Berkman bought a car.
She did, and we went for a delightful ride in it, but can I tell you another secret?
I'm just curious as to how her driving was. Because I let her drive my vehicle once, and it was...
Erratic,
Yes!
distracted,
Mm-hmm.
busy.
Yeah, to say the least.
Oh, so, yeah. I thought it was just me, but apparently not.
No.
While they're in the office, Henry, I think that this is the perfect opportunity for us to call the union and let them know that here at KIMP we want to join.
I found at least 3 on my steering wheel.
No, on the steering wheel itself?
If we have a union, then Clarence can break all of the train whistles he wants, and it'll be just fine, right?
Come in.
Oh, you're in here.
I'm all finished here. I'm
Great.
Just going
I'm holding the door open for you.
Okay, all right.
You know, I was talking to Clarence about his use of the train whistle inappropriately while we weren't shooting, and he kept saying strange things about how he gets to do what he wants. Do you know about
Can I
that?
tell you a secret?
Sure.
Clarence's Uncle Vinny, he required us to keep Clarence on after I thought maybe we could let the boy go and salary him and pay him an astonishing amount of money, which means nobody else is getting a raise for the next 3 years.
I'm sorry. So you're saying that I don't have control over one of my smaller actors, and he's stopping me from getting a raise and keeping my beautiful Bessie?
Perhaps you and the other actors could convince Clarence that there's a better opportunity someplace else.
Go ahead and dial it.
Dial it. Okay. 4 3 4 4 2 1 0. Smart when I know that Peggy is usually the one to handle the phones, but that seems like you were being willfully distrustful.
I don't care who you are calling. I have something much more important to say.
Oh, please.
But I'm going to need both of you to come over here towards this corner of the green room.
You play with the whistle, Clarence.
Yeah.
Nice.
Clarence Willoughby is going down. I can no longer control him, therefore he is a threat, and he must be removed.
Alright.
I can't argue with that.
I mean, he is a man of God. He will find something somewhere else, right?
Yes. Surely.
What do you need our help with this?
Yes. I'm sure you two in your very clever brains can think of something.
Clever and witty and funny and smart.
I wouldn't go that far.
Valuable.
Valuable. I like that word, Henry. Valuable.
How about you're going to help me because
2 minutes.
2 minutes. You're going to help me because you just respect me as your boss and want to help me.
You're our leader.
All right.
We'll devise a plan.
Yes, in my office. In two.
Mabel.
My notebook. My little notebook I gave you my notes.
Ah, yes.
Thank you. What did you think?
I didn't.
Mrs. Carr, could we talk in your office real quick?
Yes, of course.
Really quick.
Just we're getting there.
I have very important matters to attend to, so I'm afraid the sponsors are just going to have to be okay with their mention that they've had so far.
Sorry, I'm just building
Okay.
up confidence. I'm always scared to speak at first.
Sure.
I think I accidentally saw someone else's pay stub, and it was.
Mr. Willoughby,
I didn't-
that's private.
I didn't mean to. I grabbed the wrong one, and I was really excited about the train whistle, like the last one we had, and I grabbed the wrong one. The reason I dropped it is I saw the pay stub, and I was shocked. I think you're overpaying me and underpaying others, and it just doesn't seem really Christ-like, and I just don't know how to work that out.
Oh my God! You are a Christian boy, aren't you?
Oh, I tried.
Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna need you to do.
Okay.
Go talk to your Uncle Vinny.
Okay.
You've got 30 seconds till show, but
I
after
love
work
talking
today.
to him. All right, sure. What an easy day.
Welcome back, KIMD listeners, and here's the news. Time magazine has announced its Man of the Year, and yes, it's Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, Time magazine's Man of the Year. Not necessarily an endorsement of his practices, just an acknowledgement of his importance. And now, what you've all been waiting for, back to Chapter 3 of tonight's production of Chesterfield and Westerfield, sponsored by Standard Oil Motor Oil. When you think of motor oil, what do you think of? Slick. Greasy. Well, that's Standard Oil for you. And now, part 3 of Chesterfield in the Westerfield.
Francis. That's my name. They've been here for 4 years. They've overstayed their welcome, Mayor.
Yes, but they're very good for the economy.
We've lost everything to them. My brother lost the ability to walk because of them.
Well, that may have happened before. It's unclear.
Mayor, I just think we have to stand up to them and run them out of town.
Stand up? That
Whoa.
sounds violent.
My brother could stand, he'd do it.
Yeah, I would.
I want no standing anywhere that's not in a peaceful way.
See what I told you about the mayor, Francis? I think two.
Sandwich, bring my cousin Blaine and me some drinks. Because we basically own this town.
They might as well call us the Mississippi Mayors, right?
Yes, Mississippi mayors, here are your drinks.
Well, thank you. I'm the more important Mississippi Mayor, right? I do more work than you do, Dakota.
Well, that would be true because I'm busy drinking and slapping behind. Send the pretty one down here.
You know, the custom of this town is to tip a little.
Tip?
Tip?
My darling, we can give you a tip, but just you wait till later.
Well, I could give you a tip, a little less clothing, and you'd be a little cooler.
That is not what I meant. Oh, forget it.
Dakota,
Yeah,
I think that this is exactly the life I wanted.
me too. You think they got any idea that we stole them blind while they was in that dumb meeting?
Quieter. There's people around here that are still loyal to the original mayor, not to mention people who still speak to Johnny Red.
Don't even mention that name.
Now, Francis, I don't know why you didn't listen to me. You didn't go to see Johnny Red right away. Knowing him, he's probably sitting on a rock somewhere waiting for you before he starts this adventure. I really hyped you up to him, and you let me down. You gotta go see.
That's enough of that.
I'm
Riley, I told you that when I caught up to your size, I was gonna teach you a lesson. And now you listen there because truth is, I did meet with Johnny Red. In secret.
Oh, the tears are flowing down my faces. I'm so proud of you. My younger brother finally grown enough to hit me back.
Yeah. But at what cost? I had to give up digging.
Well, I'm finally back from the bathroom. Wow, the town's really changed. You weren't kidding, Francis.
No, it's terrible out there.
Well, I'm sorry for the 4-year bathroom break, but just you know that Johnny Red's back on the case. So you and I are gonna meet up, and we're gonna turn the town of Westerfield back to its good old-fashioned ways.
You really mean it? You think you could do that?
Sure, me and my Chesterfield here are ready, thirsty, and aiming to kill some Mississippians.
Is that what that is?
Sure.
I always wondered. Can I hold it?
I guess so. You take a look at the Chesterfield, and you know what? We might as well give you your own whip as well.
Oh, wow.
Hey, hold on right there, Johnny Red. I'd like to. Francis,
Yeah.
I want you to have my whip.
Your whip?
It's won many battles, except for Johnny Red.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, God. But I think, as my brother, you should take this one. It's been passed around in our family. Well, actually, I was the only one to get it. My father's useless. But there you go.
Oh, don't talk about Pops that way. You know, his poor little heart couldn't take it when the Mississippians came in and took his prized shovel.
He's been crying ever since. Just hasn't stopped.
Yeah, I try to talk to him every day, but this is all I get.
Oh, boys.
Remember that time?
Hey, Pops,
Francis.
is this your prize shovel? I got it. We should head back and find out what that little thing in the ground was. wait a second. Who are those mischievous looking fellas coming up here?
Oh, those are folks from Mississippi or something.
Dakota.
Hiya, folks.
Well, hi. We ain't here to do you no harm. We're just here to take all your belongings.
What?
See what I was about to tell you was they no good.
Hey, give me back that shovel. That's my
What?
No!
This here shovel, this seems like it's the most important thing, and now it's mine.
Heartbreaking story.
I remember, I was there.
I'll tell you what, those Mississippians, they're led by that Tennessee fellow whose accent I'm assuming is from Tennessee. So I tell you what, kids, how about you and me and you get over there and track down this Tennessee fellow and we take him out. Francis, you can have the whip.
All right.
Riley, you'll be in the wheelbarrow and you'll have the Chesterfield.
Sounds the way I like it. Throw me in.
What about me, Johnny?
Be rough with me.
That was weird. Okay.
That's Riley.
All right. I'll tell you what, you'll be pulling along little Riley in the wheelbarrow. You'll be our mascot / chauffeur.
You got it.
All right then. Let's head on out with our little weird posse and take back this town.
I've got one more thing to say.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
I know I told all of you that I had given up digging. But the truth is, I connected the dots.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Interesting.
All right.
I built a moat around Chesterfield.
I'm so sorry, Johnny Red. This is so embarrassing.
No!
Wow.
No, it's not. We could use this moat.
They're in the city already.
So we leave the city and we let them burn.
Oh my God.
Wow. But what will we use? What could possibly be that flammable to take out the entire town of Westerfield?
Pops and I uncovered something a long time ago. A cache, a giant cache of gallons and gallons of Standard Oil motor oil.
Oh my.
That's right. We didn't know what to do with it, so we just buried it back up.
Oh, I've heard good things about that deadly substance.
Yeah, all the steam engines that run everywhere, they put it on their gears to keep them in motion.
I heard it's oil so clean you could drink it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly sold on Standard Oil. So I tell you what, new plan. We grab those cans and cover the entire town. And then, at the right moment, we light this sucker on fire and get the heck out of Dodge.
Don't forget to fill the moat.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, all right, so we'll plan better.
What are we filling the moat with?
Standard Oil motor oil.
Oh,
okay.
all right, now we're going.
We're gonna fill the moat with oil.
We like the moat.
Dakota, is it just me or does Chesterfield, the Westerfield, start smelling a little peculiar these days?
It stinks, but it's the West and pretty much everything out here stinks, so you think maybe when I'm tired, I'd love a nap.
A
Maybe
nap?
they'd send one of them wenches up to my room.
Dakota, I think we got a real issue here. It smells like mischief in the air.
You always did have a nose for mischief. Maybe we better explore a bit.
I think we might need to alert Tennessee. I know we had that schism and we don't talk to him very often anymore, but
Have you been talking to him? To Mr. Williams?
Well,
Behind my back?
well, sometimes I do. All right, a great leader needs to go talk to a not so great leader sometimes, because I'm still better than him.
Is that where your drizzle of cash been leaking out?
Well, gotta pay him something so he keeps those buffalo away from our town.
You're paying him buffalo money?
Sure am.
Oh,
And do you hear that? I think we're due for a payment.
oh God, well, lead the way.
All right, everybody, this way. Stay together. Stay quiet. We're abandoning town. Mayor, this is your town. You address the people.
I was raised here and I plan to die here.
Mayor.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sending you forth with my blessing, and I shall act as distraction so I can go up in flames with my town.
Very
That's very odd. No, that's my mayor.
We'll name the next town after you.
Oh, I thought you would.
I
You
tried.
talk me out of it, but that's okay. I've committed, and I'm gonna do it.
I can't wait to found Jacksonville.
I am honored just to hear the name, son.
Man, it gonna burn.
All right, light him up.
Oh, look at the mayor. That's a full sprint.
Wow, I didn't know the old man could move so quick.
Look at him. Oh, how he jumped a fence.
Dakota,
Yeah.
look, it's Mayor Jackson running at us at full speed.
What's that running behind him?
Why, it looks like,
He's trailing flames.
my goodness. Dakota, let's try to outrun this.
But get the horses. We can just jump on the horses and get on out of here.
Horses? What? I can see off in the distance the horses. They're trapped in this long hole that's connected to another hole. A moat, if you will.
What is that filled with? It's goopy, it's greasy, it's oily. What could it be?
Standard oil, motor oil,
No.
defeating us.
No, that moat's gonna be lit on fire in just a second. That fire keeps their work.
And in the time we took us arguing, Mayor Jackson is riding up on our tails.
Quick, Pops, turn me to the right. I see them Mississippians. I'ma take a shot.
There they are, get him, brother.
Here we go.
Ah!
Yeah, take that, you Mississippians.
You got both of us.
Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna light them up, I guess.
Do it.
Light that Johnny Red, light that moat on fire!
I'm gonna whip that one.
Oh,
Ah!
Nothing fills my heart with more joy than seeing children murdered.
Dakota, I think this is it for us.
But do you understand that we get the last laugh?
How do you figure?
These idiots burnt their town when they could have just shot us.
That's funny. That's a joke, Dakota. That's a joke.
I heard what you said,
No.
but that was never an option. When I heard about Standard Oil, moats, or oil, I said, why not both? So I filled the moat with oil.
wait, that was why?
That was your single reason for burning down your town.
I thought there was like hundreds. There was 2.
Hey, I'm a big fan of moats, okay?
You just couldn't give up ditch digging, could you?
No, I couldn't.
Jesus Christ.
That's
Oh
my
God.
son!
Oh, look at the mayor's on fire.
And that is the end of today's production of Chesterfield and the Westerfield, or Oil's Well That Ends Well. Brought to you by Standard Oil Motor Oil. The motor oil thick enough to defend and burn an entire western town.
All right. So we maybe kill Clarence like they did in the show. No? Killing's bad?
Pearl,
Okay.
that's a show.
The show. The show's different than life, but I was funny in the show, so that means I am still funny in life, right?
You're funny.
Henry,
Look, we gotta stick together right now.
I'll stick together, but I need your unwavering support in this, okay?
That's what sticking together means.
Oh.
We have to unwaveringly support each other, and we have to keep Mabel Berkman
Away.
away.
She can't
A
know
little
she's got
way.
this plan, Henry.
Right. So
People
we're
don't-
yeah.
People don't take a woman seriously, but if they've got a man right next to her saying the exact thing that the woman just said, then they'll listen to you.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, so listen to that kid.
Clarence has got to go.
Oh, where's it? So I blew that for good news. Where's Mrs. Carr?
I think she's in her office.
Enter.
Hi, Mrs. Carr. So I spoke to. Sorry, I'm getting a little lightheaded. I spoke to my Uncle Jim's, and well, he said I couldn't change what I was earning because I deserved it. Is what he told me. But
He offered to buy a spot on the radio station to advertise his waste management company. He didn't. I don't know if he knows. I don't know how much that cost, but he said something like $25,000 is what he would pay for the advertisement. So then he also said that I better keep working here and I better keep a sharp ear. And I didn't know what that
The
meant.
plan is all set, yes?
Yes.
Our plan, the three of ours plans,
Yes, which
is
Henry
all set.
and Henry has a lot-
25,000 would bring all the salaries up to your level,
Oh, okay.
and maybe a little bit left over for me.
Oh, I could sleep easier then. Oh, I
Clarence
could.
Willoughby will be done by
It's
the
like there's
end
been
of
a
the
pee under my
day.
mattress. I can't sleep.
Thank you, dear.
I don't feel bad about this at all.
Oh,
No, he had it coming, that Christian attitude.
Oh, we talking about Christ?
Of course.
Wonderful.
How they had to crucify him to get some things done, right?
Your noise.
That might just be your car. I went ahead and changed the oil since we had some spare from our sponsor. I let it run a little bit. It has some.
You touched my car? Without my permission?
Well, you want to run in good and prime condition.
Oh, you better have done such a good job.
I did. It's cleaner than the way I found it.
Mr. Reinhardt, you messed up.
How?
Well, Miss Bergman is always so particular. You have to do things right for her.
I did things right. I know my way around the engine. We had spare motor oil from our sponsor. Might as well put it to good use. And we all know you two don't have cars.
Well, you don't have to rub it in. We're just paid on a measly, not quite salary, right?
But if you want to take some motor oil home, feel free.
Mm-hmm.
There's cases of it.
I could sell it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Open an oil shop.
That doesn't sound very glamorous.
No.
It's not acting.
How
What is
glamorous. How glamorous it is here, yes.
Yes. Henry and I were just talking about all the glamour. We're not talking about anything else, nothing that's awful, nothing that's
That's
bad,
it.
nothing at all. Yes, I'm a great funny actress.
We love it here.
We love it here.
Great. Fantastic. All right. Anyways, I'm going to get back into the studio, collect my notes. Thank you for coming through with that insert I put in. I very much appreciate you. Our sponsors are very happy.
They're happy. They're happy, so we're happy. They're happy, so we're happy.
Nobody's happy.
Now I have this icky oil all over my hands. If I drive like this, there'll be oil on my steering wheel.
Why don't you wash your hands?
Well, of course I'm going to wash my hands. I always wash my hands. I'm a regular hand washer.
I can help you
Miss
figure
Brickman.
that out.
You have a little bit of oil on your nose.
What do you mean?
Just,
Oh, it's on your cheek now.
yeah.
What are you talking about? Is this a practical joke? Are you trying to be funny again?
Am I being funny?
You're not being funny at all, Pearl.
I think I was being funny.
You were not funny at all.
He's laughing.
I think it was-
Very silly joke.
Nothing's funnier than looking at you with all that oil on your face.
Oh, look, it's on my face though.
Okay, don't go too far, honey. Yeah, you should probably go wash your hands and your face.
Well, this is going to completely ruin the plan now.
Plan.
The plan?
Our plans tonight. We were gonna go to
Clancy's restaurant. They just opened up.
Clancy's just opened a restaurant.
Had
We were-
nothing to do with framing anyone at the office.
No framing.
That had anything to do with oil at all.
I won't ask any questions. I'll be over at Clancy's, not the restaurant. Good work.
Good work.
Going forward with the plan.
Okay, listen. What's the plan?
Already in action. Mrs. Carr. Yes. It's happened. What? Clarence Willoughby has stolen all of the oil.
I seriously doubt that.
He did.
He's a good boy. He's a good Christian boy. family, he loves them, and oh, by the way, I have a little check for you. It's a little, oh well.
Put it in my pocket. How much is it for?
About 25% of your regular wage.
That would be just enough to cover my first down payment.
And for Mrs. Pearl Morgan, pin money.
Thank you, I do so appreciate pins.
And for our superstar, who's always had an amazing career.
I don't understand. Why are we getting bonuses?
Apparently, Clarence's uncle owns a waste management company. And he's proposed to advertise with us at 5 times the rate.
That changes things.
That changes everything.
Changes what thing?
We're just happy. We are always so happy.
Tra-la-la-la.
Wash my hands.
Let's all wash our hands.
Let's
At
all
Clancy's.
wash our hands at Clancy's.
Clancy's.
They have the cleanest water.
And that's our show. Please give it up for your cast. Let's bring them back out. We have Peter, Nicole, Kathy, Jackie, Ben, Colin, John, and I'm Adam on the microphone. Thank you for coming out. And that's it for tonight. Travel safely.